What's up everyone, David here, and we are back again with another weekly episode of DC News where we're covering anything Atlas, anything JRPGs when it comes to news. Today we have a bunch of cool topics with maybe a small type of opinion rant at the end, so you'll want to stay until the end. So bunch of cool topics, and the first thing that I want to talk about is 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, which is coming in a month from now. And pre-orders are open for this game, and there is a bonus for the pre-order, which I think is pretty cool. If you pre-order the game digital, you get a digital art book, which is meh, but if you pre-order physical, you get a physical hard book, which looks pretty cool. I'll add a picture if you guys want to look at it, but I think it looks pretty cool. And honestly, this game is on my radar. Vanillaware is normally making some pretty cool games, and I definitely want to support, so I will be picking up this one. Now, in other Sega news, we have an interesting interview that was released just a few days ago, where Dual Shockers interviewed Tetsuya Utsuba, which is the director for the last entry in the Sakura Wars series, and he was asked about the possibility of having his game come to other systems, because if you don't know, this game released on PS4 a few months ago and there was no plans to bring it to other systems. So he was asked about the possibility of the game to come onto other platforms, and especially the Nintendo Switch, and here's what he had to say, quote, "We certainly want as many people as possible to be able to enjoy Sakura Wars series. We're actively researching where the most demand exists for the games and weighing what steps we can take to make the other options a reality." So, in my opinion, that probably means that they're at least considering other systems. So obviously there's no confirmation of anything, but that kind of proves that there's a possibility for them to port the game eventually to PC or even Xbox, Switch, anything basically. So this game looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, I did not play it. I want to play it since it looks very cool, and I know that Skull from the fan site is saying that this game is pretty cool, and he has some good taste in games, so I want to check this one out eventually. So if it comes to Switch, man, that's just a cool opportunity for me to pick it up. So we'll just wait and see, but obviously if this game gets announced, you can count on me. I'll be covering it on the channel. Now, I don't know if you saw it, but I did last week what you guys asked me to do, and it's a part 2 for my What Got Us Into SMT video, and reception to this one was pretty good as well. So we had a bunch of cool content creators from the Megaton community come onto the channel and give their thoughts about what got them into SMT. I'll add the link right here on top of the screen, so if you guys want to check it out, it is a cool video, so you guys can check it out. It will also be in the description below if you want to check it out after the video is over. But now I am excited. And I want to talk about the last topic for this video. It is old news by now, since this news was revealed the night after I posted my last DC News episode. It is that Dante from the Devil May Cry series is coming to Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne HD Remastered as DLC. So this... the reception to this news was... I would say there was a good variety of different opinions on the matter. So a bunch of people, and this is the first bunch of people that I noticed, were excited. Dante is back. That's great news. But we don't know for the West yet. But from what we know in Japan, this Dante is coming as a DLC. So he's coming as a roughly $10 DLC. So here's my opinion on the matter, okay? We don't know yet if this is what we'll get in the West, and I have to talk about what I think will happen in the West, but let's assume that this is what we'll get as well. What they are doing is that they are taking content from the original PS2, mind you, release of Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, which is Dante as a playable character, and they're locking him and his part in the game behind a $10 paywall. So basically they're remastering a game, okay? So they're giving you a better package of an older game. Well, at least they're supposed to. But they're taking away some content from the original release and putting it behind a paywall. So at this point, why not call this game like SMT Nocturne semi-remastered, okay, because you won't have the complete experience. And now I know that I'm going to get a bunch of hate probably for this, because most of the people that I saw are excited for him to be back, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy that he's back. It's just that a DLC doesn't cut it for me, okay? It doesn't. Not for an older game. Like, they're probably going to charge a good amount for Nocturne Remaster, so to lock some content, to lock some old content behind a paywall is something that I can't do, honestly. Even if I would like to have Dante in, I can't do it. It's too much to ask. So now the first argument that you guys will probably tell me is that they had to pay some rights to have Dante in the game for Capcom. And you know what? I think you're probably right. I think they probably had to pay again to have him on, and with the whole situation and the meme behind Dante in Nocturne, I would understand that they would want him in, okay? But to charge extra, I don't think it's up to the consumer to pay for those rights of having him on. Like, they decided to have him on for the first version. If you want to do a definitive edition of the game, you want to do a new release of your old game and charge probably close to full price for this re-release, and it's just an HD remaster with compressed music, at least don't charge day one DLC for old content. But that is only my opinion. Now, what's also interesting is that, as we saw in the trailer, Raidou is replacing Dante in the game. So if you buy the DLC, the Maniacs Edition, Dante replaces Raidou, which means that you can't have both in your party at the same time. So again, another missed opportunity. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, honestly. I don't really know what to say, but for me, it's if he comes as $10 DLC for us, even if with all the rights and all that stuff, I just can't do it. It's against my train of thought, so I'll just skip it. But hey, if you guys are happy, if you guys are down to pay $10 to have Dante in this re-release, go ahead and do it. It's cool. Let's just do it. But at this point, I'm just tired of Atlus and their weird practices. So for me, it's a skip on that. So yeah, and anyway, Raidou is way cooler, so hashtag Team Raidou, let's go. But hey, it's cool. Now the last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to Dante and DLC is I watched Spencer's video on the matter. He did a video where he gave his thoughts, and actually his video, it's kind of funny that I'm shouting him out, but it's because his title of his video was something like why I'm excited or why I'm happy for Dante as DLC in Nocturne. And he has a prediction for us in the West, which I feel like it makes sense, and that would make me super happy if it ends up coming through, is what if they put Dante as a pre-order bonus for the West? That feels fair. That feels really fair, and that feels like a pro-consumer move and a great thing to do. Like, you give them an incentive to buy the game day one, you don't charge day one for old content, you don't lock old content behind a paywall, it's just a pre-order bonus. I would be down for that. Great idea, Spencer, and I feel like it makes sense, so hopefully this is what will end up happening. Again, for now, for me, if that's what we're getting, $10 DLC, I'm out. But have been rambling too long about this title, guys, okay? I know I just wanted to get my thoughts out of the way. If you follow me on Twitter, you've seen my thoughts. I just feel like it's a cheap move from them, but hey, I'm still excited for the game. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be an amazing title, and I will be picking it up. So, yeah. Those were my thoughts about the subjects today. We don't have a bunch of topics, but still a cool few news that I wanted to talk about. So let's hope Sakura Wars is coming to Switch. Let's hope that Dante ends up being a pre-order bonus for us in the West. Hashtag Team Raidou. And also 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim gets a cool pre-order bonus. If you guys want to check the game out, I'll add links to the pre-orders down in the description below. So I hope you guys like this short episode of DC News, and we will see you in the next one.